Hey, man. Whoa, let's go. Hey guys, welcome to another Shock Films VFX tutorial. I'm Caleb Shockley, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a portal effect. So I posted a video on the Shock Films Instagram, and I decided to make a tutorial of it. It's this portal. It shows this portal effect, and if you're not following my Instagram, there's a link in the description of the video, so you can go check that out. Because if you like Shock Films, you'll probably like my Instagram. But so I'm just gonna show you this video here real quick. So this is the video. This is the video. Well, play. Okay, so we've got the clone coming out of the portal. You know, I'm freaking out. Oh, this one of me freaking out. You know, he just walks away. Got the camera movement, shake. You know, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna be showing you how to make the portal and the how to get the clones, which is a pretty simple effect. And the portal isn't too hard. You know, just use a lot of circles. No joke. Okay, so here's the portal. It's in a separate composition. I'm gonna just go to my project here, click on this footage, and drag it into a new composition. So now we've got our new composition here. Just kind of let this play out a little bit so I can do some good scrubbing. Okay, so this is the video of me that's going to be coming out of the portal. So let's drag the other footage. See, I think this is it. Yeah, bring that on top. And when I dragged it in, whatever you want to say, there's a little bit of a color difference, but that won't be too big of a deal because we will just feather the mask, nice and simple. Yes, here. We'll go from about right here. And the thing is that if you're doing videos like this, you have to kind of have it mapped out in your head what each part, what's going to be happening in each part, so that way you can sync them up pretty nice and smooth. And as you can see, I've kind of got signals of me doing actions. Like here, you know, the portal will probably be open up around here. You know, it'll be open, I'll be coming out right here. You know, I'm kind of getting a little scared. You know, like, what? You know, now I'm out of the portal. You know, I get all these kind of little signs telling me, you know, put stuff at this point. So right now, I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna mask this out so we can see the layer underneath. So I'm gonna grab my masking tool. You can click G, or you know, just click on it up here, whatever you're feeling, you know, and just create a mask. Now it may not be perfect at first, but I can just kind of scrub through and see if I'm passing over. This seems to be good so far. Now I don't need to worry about this layer at the moment. Worry about that in a minute. Okay, I think that's good. You can see the color difference a little bit in the mask because it's a just a hard mask, you know, no feather. So I'm gonna find the point where I want this to start. So I jump from one point because I know I'm gonna be coming out of the portal. And when I'm coming out of the portal, I'm gonna be kind of flying out. So I did this jump. So I'm about right here, about mid jump right here. So I'm gonna go Alt left bracket because that's a nice shortcut to trim. Bring that in here. And there we go. We now have both layers that we want. So I'm gonna go in and feather this mask so we can get a nice blend. Because if you're doing a mask, you have to make sure that the footage blends. Otherwise, it looks just like crap. Just gonna put that out there. So you have to make sure that you have a nice blend. As you can see, bam, I've got clone, you know, standing here, but I'm also standing over here. Kind of nice. Okay, so now I'm going to create the portal. So I'm going to create a new solid. Go black. Okay, I'm going to pre-compose this solid. I'm going to call it portal or portac. Did not mean to do that. And I'm going to double click. So now we've got the we're in the black solid composition. So now we're going to start off by creating another solid. I'm going to be creating a lot of solids. And I'm just going to make it this kind of brightest blue about right there. And there we go. Now we have the kind of main part of our portal, the kind of background main color. I'm going to click the ellipse tool. Just going to create a mask. Going to make it a perfect circle. And there we go. We now have our portal. Just kidding. We have the part of the portal that we're going to be basing the other parts off of. Okay, so now let's see. I want to jump into here. So you can see we've got the background, this kind of flower thing shape in the middle. Don't really know what to call it. And then we've got this outer darker blue. And it's a fractal noise, and it's rotating, and it's, you know, it's doing all this awesome stuff. So I'm gonna teach you how to make that. So I'm gonna you click on this, Control D, so you duplicate it, and then you're gonna go to mode, and you're gonna hit not darken. I'm sorry, multiply. You're gonna hit multiply, and that'll darken it, so you have a nice darker version of the last blue. So you've already got the main mask, but you're going to duplicate that mask, go into it, and turn the mask expansion down, but turn it on subtract first so you can see it. Just turn the mask expansion down. So there you go, you've got your outer darker blue rim, and it's perfect circles. It's all good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to create another solid, and this is going to be our fractal noise solid. So I'm just going to call it, I'm just going to rename it fractal noise. Now we're going to have two fractal noise layers in this. So this is just one. So I'm going to go to my effects and presets, type in fractal noise, and drag that on. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on dynamic twist, because you kind of got this nice swirl. Looks kind of nice. So kind of gives this portal feel. I mean, it's just to me. Maybe not. You can turn it on whatever fractal noise you want, but I'm just going with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of turn the contrast up a little bit so you kind of see more detail. And I'm going to click the stopwatch for evolution, because I'm going to be setting some keyframes so you have this nice movement. So I've got a evolution keyframe there, move to the end, and I'm just going to crank it up just a ton so you can really get that movement. Okay, just kind of gonna let this render out just a little bit so you can see the movement. Okay, I think that's good. So you can see it's got this waving movement. Looks kind of nice. So I thought to myself, I was thinking, okay, my portal is a circle. What does a circle do if you roll it? And I was like, it rotates. So I'm going to make it rotate so it's moving around. So it's kind of just moving around the portal. And this way you have more movement, and just, to me, it just kind of gives it more of a naturalistic feel. So I'm gonna bring down transform, click on the stopwatch rotation, move to the end, and rotate it. Now you don't want it to be moving too fast, so don't turn it up too much. So I'm just gonna play this out so you can see it a bit, see what I'm talking about when I say kind of not fast. Okay, so there you have it. You've got your outer rim of your portal, but it's not actually on the outer rim. You've got the outer rim, and then you got this whole separate fractal noise, and so now you gotta put them together. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to track matte for the outside blue rim, and you're gonna click Luma Matte fractal noise, and there you go. Now this outside edge is fractal noise, but you've got this kind of hard, rough edge, which is not what we want. We want to blend nice and smooth. It's all about that blending. Mask equals blend. Just remember that. That'll help you out a lot in the future of your visual effects making. So I'm going to feather that. Now you don't want to make it too intense, but you have to make sure that it's clearly, you have to make sure that the fractal noise is clearly visible. I'm going to turn down the mask expansion a little bit so you can see it more. Now I'm going to go to this first mask, which is this outside mask. I'm also going to turn the feather for that, but I'm going to do it at about 15. So it's not too much, but it's just enough. Then I'm going to go to the mask for the original blue solid. I'm going to turn that to 15. So that way, both the masks are feathered at the exact same amount. So they're both nice and smooth. So, you see, well, I'm going to turn up a little bit more. That way it kind of matches this one a little bit more. You just need to put it to your own preference. Don't rely solely on this video as to how much to mask it. About 40. That's what I did. 40%. That's how much I feathered it to. 40. Right there. Oh, there we go. We got some nice mask and blending. There's that word, blending. Remember that? You'll be fine. Okay. So now I'm going to create the inside for plus sign thing. I don't know what it was that was in the middle. So you're going to create another solid lots of solids. And I'm going to turn it on this kind of pinkish purple magenta color. You know, you can make it any color you want to, but these were just colors that I was thinking to myself, I'm going to make it these colors. So I'm going to click the mask tool, and as you can see, I've got Roto Bezier. Not sure how to pronounce that. Bezier. If you know how to pronounce that, leave that in the comments. Cause I like to speak right. I don't know, maybe you don't, but that's just a thing for me. You know, speaking the way you're supposed to. I don't know, but I'm gonna create my mask now. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of create this oval-esque mask, I guess, and just adjust it a little bit. See, you don't want to make it too big, but you have to make sure that's not too small. You know, gotta have it right there in the middle, you know. Nice and good. Okay, I think that's about good. So I'm gonna move this mask right about here. I'm gonna try to get it about as close to the center as I can. You know, I can't get it perfect, but I can do my best. So now I'm going to feather this mask, more feathering, and just maybe about 40 again. You know, 40 is it's a good number right there for masking, feathering. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to duplicate it and drag it down. No. You gotta be careful about that. You never know what you're grabbing. There you go. Double click on one of the mask points, and then you double click the mask. Select it, I guess, and just move that right underneath it. Nice and simple there. So then, I'm gonna duplicate it again. Except this time, I'm gonna rotate it. Not that. Clicked on the wrong thing. Undo. Right there. You gotta make sure that you clicked on the right thing, otherwise you may just completely mess up what you're doing, and you don't want to do that. So now I've got it rotated. Double click, move it there, and there you go. Duplicate that. A lot of duplication and feathering going on in this tutorial. And moving, you know. I try to be about as perfect with my visual effects as I can. Not always the best at that, but man can try. So there you go. I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. I think I'll move this one up a little bit more. And there we go. That's good. So if I go back into my original portal composition, you can see that we don't have the solid. This is also set on fractal noise. This is the other fractal noise layer I was telling you about. So we're going to create a new solid. Just gonna make it black. It's a nice central color, I guess. Take fractal noise again. And this time, instead of setting it on dynamic twist, I'm just gonna set it on dynamic. Not much of a difference, but decided to do that. I'm gonna turn the contrast up a little bit more detail, and then we're just gonna do the exact same thing that we did for the other one as we did for this. You know, evolution, rotation. The rotation is most important because then it's rotating between all four of them, and it just kind of looks cool, in my opinion. So set keyframe for evolution, go to the end, and just crank that up. I like to go till it says about 8x. That's 9. There we go. I don't know why, but because you just kind of really gotta go to about 8 to really get a nice, good evolution movement, in my personal opinion. Okay, there you go. You've got some evolution movement. So I'm going to go drop down transform, keyframe for rotation, and rotate it. Again, you don't want to go too over the top with this, because otherwise it's just moving way too fast, and it doesn't look right. Okay, so there we go. We've got our nice movements. Go back into this, or right here is what I meant to do, and go back to track matte. Actually, one more step. Select all the magenta solids, pre-compose them. Doesn't matter what you call it. Now Luma Matte Black Solid 5, and there you go. You've got your nice center. You may want to feather it more. I think I feathered it a little bit more for this, but yeah, there you go. You've got a portal. Now I've always wanted to do a portal. Like when I first got After Effects, that was like basically the first effect that I tried, but I wasn't very successful. But now, hey, I can make portals left and right. You know, it's pretty good stuff. And now I'm teaching you how to make portals, so you'll do better than I did. Okay, I think it looks nice. You might not. I don't know. But actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to delete this black solid, so that way when it's in here, it's just nice and solid. Because if I left it in, then I would have to turn it on the screen, and it would not have looked right. So I'm just going to, let's see here, what am I going to do? I'm going to scale this, kind of make it an oval kind of shape, because since I'm jumping through it, I have to make sure that it's going to be big enough for me to actually come through, and you know, it'll be right. So, okay, so what you need to do after that is need to take it and put it underneath every layer. Right? No. Yes. Every single layer. You need to put it under every single layer, I think. Let me go back and check. I didn't memorize this. No, I was wrong. Don't put it under every layer. Put it in between the layers. That's what you need to do. Then you need to adjust this mask for your clone. And you probably will need to do some keyframing for your mask path. So that way you can make sure that the portal's not cut off, but you can still clearly see your person. So basically what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to duplicate the layer of the person coming through the portal, drop that on top of everything, and you're going to need to draw a mask around them. So that way they're on top of the portal and they're coming through the portal. Let me go into it. See, if I went actually frame by frame and showed you, the portal opens up, and then I'm coming through. See that? Yeah. See, it looks really bad if you just go in frame by frame, but as a video, with the video as a whole, it actually doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to show you how to set keyframes to make the portal come kind of expand and shrink back. So it's pretty simple. You need to just create a mask for it. You know, roto something on. Again, if you know how to say that, leave that in the comments. I'd like to know. And then go to mask, set keyframes for mask pass, Go forward a few frames, doesn't really matter exactly. I'm just going to about 17. And just move all these points to the center. Move them so that they're all just on top of each other. And then trim it right after that, so that way it doesn't, you don't see the portal for longer than you need it. And then you're going to need to feather your mask. Again, feather, blending, yeah, feather it. And there you go, you've got some portal shrinkage right there. Now you can make it as fast or as slow as you want. It's all based on your personal opinion. Same with basically everything in this tutorial. This is just, these tutorials is not teaching you just exactly what to do. This is just showing you, it shows you what to do, and then you take it and put your own ideas and style into the tutorial and into the effects, so that it's it's set exactly to your standards, I guess, exactly the way you want. But that is the gist of it. That is how you can create a portal effect, and how to make your clone jump through the portal, weird stuff. And if you want to know how I got the real camera shake and movement, you can go check out a tutorial, one of my first tutorials right here. It just shows you, kind of where I get everything that I use for getting the real camera shake. But that is all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, and so you can be notified when the tutorials come out. We are preparing to make some VFX shorts, probably around the start of next year, 2016, and we already have a location and a concept, just a date when we're gonna make it. I'm not sure. We also need a little bit more gear to make it. But also, I have one more piece of news that I need to share with you real quick before I close out this video. The other day, about a week ago, or a little bit more, a little bit less, I made a deal with my friend Drake to do the editing for his new YouTube channel, the Googleplex. Link is right here. Go check out his channel if you're into Minecraft, because he's going to be posting some videos of that. I did the editing for his video, so you can go check that out. So again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This is Caleb Shockley signing off. Keep on filming.